The speaker, the general speaker, they are playing. Tomorrow, we can say all of you. You know what I feel? You know what I feel? But you don't know. But why is that doing?
Touch on the issue of the threshold bill that was passed recently, and then a reconsideration was taken by one of our colleagues, which sparked heated debate around here. You know, on the 9th of December 2025, the House of Representatives passed on this bill and sent it to the Senate for concurrence. This bill was crafted following the submission of the 2022 census result, which puts Liberia's population at around 5.2 million plus. And this submission was done to satisfy the constitutional requirements that are enshrined in Articles 80D and 80E. In 80D, it says each constituency shall have an approximately equal population of 20,000 or such number of citizens as the legislature shall prescribe in keeping with population growth and movement as reviewed by the National Census.
It's Magella Cooper. I'm the senior political advisor to His Excellency Joseph Boakai, President of the Republic of Liberia. But I also happen to be the spouse of the Speaker.
The example of our President, His Excellency Joseph Boakai. This is why we are here. Let me be on record. This is the national actor of Republic of Liberia that is the nucleus of Liberia. Now, everything that Liberia needs to reflect on the historicity how Liberia was built, we have it. But the central government has forgotten about it. And we will continue while who will speak. Mercy. In a while we hear
coming from the executive.
I say, I don't know why the president chose to think about football academy right after the exit of the footballing president. President Boakai had no, I don't think he even played in elementary school. To sit and decide that you're going to play a football academy, something that was being done by President Weah, who is celebrated around the world as who was celebrated in Africa. We think that is a serious challenge. That's a serious challenge. Everyone should watch that, because if this woman go ahead and build a football academy, and when he background in football after the exit of the football president, that clearly speaks to the fact that football was not a priority on George Weah.
A lottery approved by the legislature. If you spend $10 million on a government project, which institution funded it? It also lends credence to some of the things people have said, that some of the money hitting the budget. For example, they're spending $1 million for Foya Hospital. What's the population of Foya? $1 million for Foya Hospital, but there are more people in Basso. There are more people in Magidi. So how do you allot money? There's a lot more money being spent for Kolahun Hospital. And there is also money being spent for current hospital in Zozo. So this year's budget spending almost $2 million on hospitals in Foya. Are they giving those money, in Lofa, are they giving those money to go back for it and spend on other projects?
American distinguished colleagues, I want to say good morning to every one of you, and thank God that we're in 2026 I mean, this is a very pleasant morning. All we can say, we want to tell God thank you for life. He has given us another breathing space. However, I am reminded of the conversation that was in the chat room yesterday where the speaker validated that Cecilia Bokun is his biological sister. That leads us to the fact that Richard Kun, at this point in time, you should recuse yourself, that you have committed crime under our marital law, the domestic law of this republic, that incest is a crime. So until we get reasons why you marry your sister, I think you have lost legitimacy to preside as speaker. So it is just the right thing for you to recuse yourself. And one thing, there are a lot of colleagues calling me and say, oh, you're from the fanatic over blood, they fire, you're not supposed to be commenting, you're not supposed to be talking. There is not a no damn blood thing that we're talking about. We are talking about the credibility, the image of the house that represents every one of us, the legislature as a body. Do you know what happened? That a woman is claiming that she got a marriage divorce certificate from the civil law court. The reputation of our judiciary is placed on a question. Now the executive is also placed on a question. The legislature is placed on a question, and the lives and the status of our Liberian brothers and sisters in the United States of America now being in danger. I mean, this is a grave allegation. I'm hoping that our dear speaker can do the right thing. I'm not talking about removal or Richard Kun. I'm only saying he should recuse himself because they are also saying the woman fake document and blah, 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 blah. In the state of Delaware, you did marriage, and then now we have credible information. The documents will be available today that, pictorial evidences will be out that you did marry and you exhibited acts of husband and wife. And if those papers are provided today from now to 12 o'clock, I think Rekun will not be speaker anymore.
Well, what is the big news?
The big news in the corridor. Are you both planning to remove the speaker?
But this is not a speaker house.
Are you one of those?
This place is not a speaker office. It's not a personal property. It's not anybody's personal property. Anybody who falls below the belt in terms of legislative proceedings and or requirement, obviously it behooves the members to ask you to step aside.
Do you want the
so
speaker
I'm saying to you now, if you perform below the belt, it behooves the members to say step aside.
Is the speaker performing below the belt?
No, he's performing.
Okay, so
he's
you don't want
performing.
him out.
No, I don't want. It's not. I don't want him out. I'm saying he's performing until it is proven beyond all reasonable doubt that that speaker have done this, has done this, has done this that required for us to remove it. Obviously, we remove it.
So here is my promise to you, not as a politician, but as a Liberian who loves this country with everything I have. CMC will end corruption, not reduce it, not manage it, end it. CMC will create jobs, real jobs, jobs that let you provide for your family with dignity. CMC will build roads that connect our farm markets, roads that connect our children to school. CMC will put medicine in hospitals, so no mother ever has to watch her child suffer because some politicians stole the health budget. CMC will unite this nation. No tribe left behind. Competence over connection. One Liberia for all Liberians. But I cannot do this alone. CMC cannot do this alone.
I can't stand no more, cause I'm a fool. I cannot go to school, cause no more money. I can't stand no more, cause I'm a fool. I cannot go to school, cause no more money.
Indeed, what a great way to welcome all of you to this presentation on the round table. My name is William McGill.
Although I read the news every day, but I'm really still getting confused now.
13.5 minutes past 10 o'clock in Liberia is 13 minutes past 6 there in the US. Wherever you're joining us from, we'd like to say good evening, good morning, good afternoon, and welcome to the round table here on Wizz TV.
There is no job, no money for us.
Indeed, what's on our list? We have a lot of things we going to talk about. We're just chipping with some of them, ranging from soup press conference today. We're chipping with that. Also, the issue there from Alpha, that's the University of Liberia Faculty Association. The Faculty Association had a padlock placed on those of the university campus. We also look at that as well, but those are not, major for our talking points. But again, they are all news related and major news across our country library. We will also bring you our news from the BBC, followed by Today in History. And later on, we will look at the statement coming in from the Minister of Information, Jeremy PL, declaring or, reading charges of one of the suspect into the 336 million worth of cocaine that was being seized. One of Liberia's largest cocaine seizure we've seen in the country of recent.
How many people do you help out?
Again, let's take this break with our theme song. Right after that, we will be back on the program, The Roundtable.
We no help for poor men. That's what we know. We got bigger headlines. We got bigger stories. There is no job, no money for hustlers. We got bigger headlines. We got bigger stories. There is no job, no money for hustlers. You don't know stories? You've been rapping stories from.
Welcome back to the program. It's great to be on here tonight. Fascinating program. We always hear it on Tuesday and Thursday. So tonight we will basically focus on these issues. And this coming Thursday, we're hoping to have two guests. We will advertise that on the page so you get to understand who are those that are going to talk about issues that matter the most about our country, Liberia. Let's now run to the BBC and bring you our news there from the BBC, which will be followed by Today in History. Right after that, we will run into all of our talking points here on the program. World's largest president reshuffles army as his absence struck on ease. Cameroon's president has been absent for 2 months while his team denies rumors about his health. This is coming in on the BBC there. This one says Zimbabwe funeral held for family believed to have been murder in the UK. Relatives describe the murder as the family pride and joy. And this seems to be an editorial. It says, I left my wife and twins behind while this Nigerian man fled South Africa. Nigerian Reggie Atoro is one of the tens of thousands who have abandoned their lives in South Africa. Daily landslide hits Ethiopia, mountain monastery building free service. It sent rock and earth crashing onto those praying at an overnight service, the authority says. Cape Verde coach Busata resigns as Ivory Coast reappoint Renard. Head coach Basta leaves Cape Verde after reaching the last 32 at the World Cup, while Africa Coast reappoint two-time AFCON winner Harvey Renard. And most of these things are, you know, the news there from the BBC, and basically we hoping to have, I don't know, Our page on Facebook is giving some serious problem. Let's see if we can reconnect with the page on Facebook. I don't know, but again, let me see if this is going to happen properly. And uh, I have Francis Colette. Francis is on. Let me say good evening to you, Francis, and welcome to the round table. Can you hear me, Francis?
Yes, sir. I'm hearing you.
Welcome to the program. Today we saw the Minister of Information releasing charges to you guys there at the ministry, to the media in general, in terms of the involvement of the owner of private bar, and that's been one thing that drew the attention of a lot of Liberians. And Prairie Bar is a nightclub here in Liberia, and the owner I've been charged in connection to the 336 million drug seizure investigation. What more do you know about that? As you know, Mr. Minister Pia spoke about Henry's, who faced several criminal charges arising, from the investigation.
So, thank you. You got it right. And of course, today at the ministry's regular press briefing, the Honorable Minister Jeremy Matipia, pronounced or announced to the public that uh, the owner or the CEO of the famous nightclubs, located in the Pinsville area, precisely the Joba area, uh, called a private bar, is being owned and operated by one Leroy or Lever, as some people started calling the names. But against Mr. Harris was charged with so many crimes, that he's been a suspect in the 317 million drug saga, which that pronouncement was made at the ministry, and several charges came along with that pronouncement, that he will, face, that he's a suspect in the 300 and that of this 17 million worth of drugs. So that was something that was said, and it caught the public attention, as we await further actions to be taken, whether the bar will be,
One,
shut down,
Fran-
or
Fran-
it will be.
Francis,
Yes, sir. Yes.
one question I want to ask you is that we saw the minister reading the charges, and some comments we've had was, the minister is or shouldn't be the one reading these charges at the press conference. Uh, was you guy able to ask the minister why, or was the reason that he was the one reading those charges to you guys?
Basically, those were questions that some media police, posed at the minister, and in response to that, he told reporters that as the Minister of Information, he is the mouthpiece of national government. So, even if those charges have been written on paper by the relevant authority and then passed to him as a Minister of Information, he is there to disseminate government project and ongoing initiative, as well as information that are relating to the public. So it was necessary, as said by him, that there is no crime that he read these, all of those charges led against Mr. Harris, owner of private bar. So it was in no error that he read those charges.
Quickly, just give us some insight into the appearance of White Boss, and then we can let you have a great night.
Yes. So Wire CEO or the Wire boss of Liberia, Mr. Theo Boto, appears at the Ministry of Information where he gave a brief remark to the public, particularly relating to the recent 12 graders examination that was conducted in Liberia. He highlights some key points that uh, speculation were being placed in the public that armed men were seen guarding that's the students doing their WAS exam, that's create some fear. And he denied the fact that all of those claims by the public was in error, that students were not being guarded by armed men. He denied that claim that was in the public during the 12 failures examination. He also said that he also said speculation again that the police were being in error, going from depot to depot, police being the one receiving money, to administer tests. Those claims were being denied. And again, one key point he factored was that this pronouncement of result before the official pronouncement by WAEC, where he told the public that the public should rely on WAEC, who is the head of that institution, to make sure that every pronouncement coming from WAEC will be genuine. So the public should rely on WAEC, who will make the official pronouncement of result from the 12 reader examination that began in April of this year and ended in June. So he said that WAEC will pronounce the official result of 12 graders examination result on or before the 14th of this August. So as of next week, Friday, which will be the 14th, the public will see or students who start the exam will start to see their result being displayed on their various portals. But again, he urged the public to not adhere to any result because this morning we saw, I think, 2 or 3 posts where students were seen congratulating themselves that they have passed WAEC, and the director or the head of WAEC Liberia, Mr. Boto, he went on to tell the public that the public should rely on WAEC, who is the official head to do pronouncement. And of course, comes August 14 will be the official date, or it is the official date set aside, to release the result of those tests that were taken in April and of June. So he rest assured the
We just
public
hope
that
that for instance, we just hope that they will not have any delay. As usual, the office of WAG we have to give a specific date. At the end of the day, we have some delay in the process. But thank you for coming on tonight, Francis, and we hope to have you on some other time so that we can have some great conversations.
yeah, quickly before I leave you, William, this whole private bar, even though we've gone past it, but we just saw the release or a post from one of the famous entertainment owners, in person of Babatu Street, commonly known as Babatu Street, the owner of the New Liberia Entertainment Center, at Dubro Junction. After, let's say, following the news of private bar owner being, charged on drugs
My
related.
man, Baba Too Sweet want promotion for a play, you should pay for it. But nobody looking for rainbow color era to. If
Yeah.
government would take any action, I saw the release, right? But if government would take any action, they should be able to take it. Yeah, but go ahead, Francis.
Yes. So, but from my own perspective, I do believe that I don't see unity when it comes to, because you have to be, you got to stand with your, your fellow entertainers in terms of distress like this, or, these kind of situation. You have to stand with your fellow entertainers, but instead, the post actually said otherwise, which I believe that he seems happy about that situation. And he also said that instead of just closing the place, shut the place down. Then all of the customers, I guess, will come to my place. So I believe that was the intent of that post. But again, thanks for having me so much on the show. I do appreciate the time. Thank you very much, William.
It's been a great one, Francis, and we hope to have you on some other time. Francis
My
Kola
pleasure.
is our reporter there from the Ministry of Information. Let's bring you today in history, and after that, um, we can basically go through with our talking points here on the program. Today in history, August 4, 1914, the United Kingdom declared war on Germany after German troops invaded Belgium, making Britain's entry into World War One. The conflict will become one of the deadliest wars in history, lasting until 1918, 1914 to 1918, 4 solid years. Today in history, August 4, 1944, Ian Frank and others hiding with halted by the Nazi secret police in Amsterdam after more than 2 years in hiding. Her diary later became one of the world's most widely read accounts of the Holocaust. Today in history, August 4, 1961, Barack Obama was born in Honolulu, Hawaii. He became the first African American elected president of the United States, serving from 2009 to 2017. Today in history, that's August 4, 1900, Queen Elizabeth, the Queen Mother, was born. She became one of the most respected members of the British royal family and lived to the age of 101 years. So those are things we have for you in today in history. Let's now listen to, some of these things, right? Um, Today we before we get to this entire UL thing, right? We had to let's listen to the minister. What the minister said today at the press brief.
Harris, it's also important to announce that George Harris, some say Leroy Harris, who is the owner of the private bar entertainment center, have been charged with the following: unlicensed possession of illicit drug substances, unlicensed importation of illicit drugs or substances, trafficking, trading, distribution, and sales of illicit drugs or substances, economic sabotage, money laundering, criminal conspiracy, criminal facilitation, and criminal solicitation. Mr. Harris has already been charged as the investigation continues.
The Minister of Information, Mr. Harris, has already been charged and the investigation continues. In this same 336.37 million worth of drug, according to the value we've gathered and according to police IG value, was 370. All right. We saw on the 2nd of August, which was on a Saturday, that the deputy, chief of operation at the Monrovia Central Prison was being picked up by, security individuals, or we could say joint security, that are also hindering the investigation process of facilitating, or maybe, yeah, facilitating calls between the two individuals that was arrested during the crackdown by the joint security. And according to information we've gathered, is that uh, there's even proof that after the call was made internationally, he received some funding, uh, and it was discovered in his mobile money. So now that private bar Leroy Henry, or Leroy Harris, uh, has also been charged with 9 different charges: criminal facilitation, criminal conspiracy, money laundering, illegal substance, and so forth and so forth and so forth. There's a lot of concerns, and you know, there's a lot of concern that's been raised, and we'll have to be real about these things. The issue of drug, this is private bar. Um, this is private bar. The issue of drug in our country is not something that we literally needs to take for granted. The fight against illicit drug is a fight for all Liberians. It's a fight for the younger generation. And some of the information we're getting, if this information are authenticated by our investigation, it means that the drug issue will not be an easy thing. It means that individuals that their names are coming up allegedly, if it's proven based on the investigation, I think we will get to understand that there's been, you know, a situation that's been fully facilitated by people we didn't expect. Of course, this is a place that never goes to sleep from Mondays to Sunday. And you have the place being part of, and everywhere is running, business operation is running, and everything and everything and everything. This video you are seeing is the current view of Paribas today. Now, we have some individuals already started calling for the government to be able to shut down this place. Do you think that is a best thing? I don't know. You have to tell us. Do you think the first step the government needs to do is to shut down this place? I don't know. You have to tell us. The Minister of Information read the charges, which is good to inform the public. But what I failed to understand, or get from the reading of those charges, was the fact that the minister didn't mention if the owner of this entity has been charged with 9 different counts, or 9 different charges, is in police custody. And the thing about it is that the moment you think uh, this drug issue is something that could subside anytime soon with a full scale investigation, full scale judgment from the court. It shows that there's a lot of connection into this case. It shows that this issue is not going to end as we look at it anytime soon. It shows that there's more linked to sufficient people. There's more connection. Of course, there's more connection. We saw the arrest of police individuals, right? We saw the arrest of police individuals also being linked to this. And one thing is that we currently have two of the biggest drugs cases in our country. One is from the 19 plus million worth of cocaine at the Roberts International Airport, and another is the 317, according to police. But we show that it's 336 million, 337, 336 million worth of drugs, right? And it's something that we actually need to take seriously. It's not just about cutting these individuals' needs, because you think that when you release this information without mentioning their names, the public's still going to ask for them. But it's about accountability. The justice system should work, and not just working, but working in accordance with its function. Work in the way that the Liberian people can be able to understand the fact that you've taken an action that can safeguard the country and the generation of Liberia. Of course. But again, these are all issues, and we just giving our own perspective, views on these issues based on how we see them. And all the founder uh, saying going to happen in the court, yeah. And we just hope that all of the best can kick off from there. Let's take this as well, and you can see this.
So we are live here at the University of Liberia Fendale campus, where the university offer just block some of the buildings here due to administrative reasons. My name is William McGill, and all you can do for us is to share this broadcast. We want to be able to make sure that we can see as to how authentic the information we gathered earlier this morning uh, is. So earlier on, we had a press conference with the Student Unification Party, where they spoke about uh, an ultimatum from now to the 24th. If school is not open, there will be a protest here at all of the campuses of the University of Liberia. So we are here, and this is, we've just been able to see one of the doors having a padlock along with chain on that. We don't know if that is something that applies to other areas, but information we've gathered also is that the offices of, various top-ranking staffers was also locked by OFA due to their own concern
with this that uh, I discovered today, it shows that when anyone in UL tells you it's a 3D system or whatever D system, difficult to enter, difficult to stay, difficult to come out, it's of reality. And I think University of Liberia should be one university that we all can be proud of, and should be somewhere that every Liberians can be able to say, I want to be a student of the University of Liberia. What am I saying? This is the fact that OFA has lost most of the buildings, the offices, uh, to defend their campus of the University of Liberia. And they had the padlock with chain, and they did what they could do. The thing about it is, I don't know, but this is not the first time that regular classes go on break, and we've seen the University Faculty Association coming out with concerns. And I don't know how, again, they usually manage to talk to them and those concerns, whether they are addressed or not. Um, we still see school openings and things gets back to normal for students to resume academic activities. I believe that the University of Liberia deserves better, and it's a state-run university. It should be a place of the nation, you know, let's say where the nation can be able to boast of in terms of higher education. The University of Liberia should be a place where we all can be able to understand the fact that we've gone somewhere and we've taken something great. What am I saying? This is the fact that if now, like I've had their calendar, school activities might uh, kick off around the 29th, the 25th, 26th, 29th, where all of the registration process and everything. That that's what they have on the calendar of events. We also saw a release from the president's office acknowledging their concerns. These are all great issues. But again, it's not just about short term negotiation because this is not the first time. This is not even this this leadership that offer has gone to the point of reneging to resume classes. There's been one thing that's always happened, and I don't know how they found a way to resolve the situation. But again, the situation has always been resolved, and school activities kick off to normal. What am I saying? All of this is the fact that you know UL should be where government will invest most of its resources in terms of higher education. And if it gets on the campus of the University of Liberia, most of the places, especially Fendel and even main campus, they are all horrible. There's no sign to show that that is a state-run university in terms of the quality of the infrastructure, look, and everything. I think there's a need that government look into how they can restructure and rebrand the University of Liberia. And SUP has also given an ultimatum. If school is not reopened as soon as possible, they've called on all of their members and students as well to gather on the 25th of August to be able to assemble and call the attention of the institution. All we can say is this time around, if even there will be some negotiation, there should be a way that the government, the administration that runs the university currently can be able to solve most of those problems being listed by the University Faculty Association. In that way, we'll have school activities and everything going on. But if that is not done, we always try to find a way to solve it. And that will be something that's always been happening over and again. Over and again. So this is our call to all relevant authorities responsible to be able to make sure that the University of Liberia can run smoothly. They should go back to their drawing board, put things in place, and be able to understand the fact that the Liberian people needs better in terms of infrastructure, education, and everything. Quickly, let's run up to the issue of the city ordinance enforcement by the Pinsville City Corporation through the Pinsville City Police. It's one initiative that I must personally commend. The reason I'm commending them is the fact that these petty traders will willfully sit on the mirror and then put their market wheelbarrows and everything. You have traffic being congested only because they chooses not to leave the road. You have so many other things happening. And now that the PCC basically been carrying on some rigorous operation to make sure that things are in place in terms of the city ordinance, in terms of people not selling in the street. And we saw that there was a huge tension today, but after all, there was calm restored, and you know, they tell you where to stay, where not to go. Again, you have to follow the law. If you are in another man's land, you'll be law-abiding citizen only because you don't want to come back to Liberia and you feel this is a place that you cannot make. All we can say tonight is for the situation with the owner of Paribas, we hope that the right thing can be done in terms of the investigation, and we hope that the government can be able to continue to inform the public and making sure that the public can be able to trust them again. Again, to all of you, thanks for joining us on the program, The Roundtable. It's been a great presentation here tonight. My name is William McGill. Have a God bless night. Bye bye. I'm out.
Every day, but I'm really still getting confused now. And I just wanna ask you some questions. Oh, is it based on money? Is it based on precedence? Tell me, we got major error. Oh, we got major story. There is no job, no money for hustlers. We got major error. We got major story. There is no job, no money for hustlers. Come take up coverage, the rainy season coming soon. In the ghetto, all the houses are full of leakage, nowhere to sleep. Come and see the widow living in the street with her children. Since the daddy went to war to fight, he never lived to see them. The children have no shelter, oh, children have no education. The children have no one to call their friend. The children have no food to eat.